Hello and welcome to the BMW Car Club of America National Capital Chapter Sim Racing League, live tonight for race number 5 from Brands Hatch Circuit here in the UK. Looking forward to a very exciting race tonight. This is a great course here, 2.3 miles, 9 corners. Tonight's race is 20-minute sprint formats, and this is race 5 of 10 this season. And a little bigger field here than we had maybe a few weeks ago since we've been off the last 2 races. Brian Kennedy, I believe, is your points leader. We're going to just verify that as the night goes on here, but he goes to second so far in the qualifying session. Darren Treacle making an appearance here this season. He's in the Mercedes as he goes pretty wide right there in that little runoff section. But looking forward to a very fun night here with the BMW Car Club of America National Capital Chapter once again. It's good to be back and hope you enjoy tonight's broadcast. We'll go inside here with Darren Treacle as he races down kind of the midsection of this racetrack. And we are going to be running the, I believe this is the GP layout here tonight. And we'll pull up the track map so you can see that down there in the bottom right. So a little bit of a simpler layout. I think it's the longer layout though. And Darren Treacle currently quickest on the qualifying board. Take a look at those times up there on the screen. He's got about a quarter second over Brian Kennedy, who is still sitting on pit road and yet to put in another lap time here. Alan Crocker in third, trying to best his lap time, and looks like he's got a good one going here, but not going to be able to beat his fastest. Keeping an eye on a few other drivers. Looks like Matthew Guzenda, not a name that I'm familiar with, making his first appearance here in the series in the McLaren. Is the McLaren 570S GT4. Not too many of those McLarens
Thank you.
making appearances throughout the last few weeks. A couple more minutes here in qualifying. And we'll get set to go here. 20-minute sprint format. The lap time's about 1.5 minutes each. So you can do the math from there. I'm not going to necessarily calculate how many laps per race, but 20 minutes of racing for 2 races so far here tonight. A couple guys trying to get some laps in. Dean Tulane, the number 84 SEO Mike BMW. Currently 5th quickest. Going to try and pick it up from there. 45 seconds left in qualifying. He's going to have to do it on this lap if he wants to improve his starting spot. And right now, not looking like he's going to be able to do that, but picks up a lot right here through this section. You can see the driver we're on board with highlighted in blue down there in the track map in the bottom right. Right above the sponsors, Beltway Brewing Company and SEO Mike, who are the presenting sponsors for this series. I want to thank them again for their contribution to helping grow this league. As Tulane not going to be able to pick up the pace there. Runs a 1:31.55, only good enough for about 11th quickest on that lap. And not going to have time to get another one in. So Darren Treacle looks like he'll be starting, or he'll capture the pole here. So nice job, top 15 drivers all earning points. And that's going to be everybody here in qualifying. As we will be headed to the starting grid here in just a moment. We are going to take a quick pause and change a couple of settings. We've been off for a couple weeks, so a couple things out of order. But we will be right back in just a couple seconds. All right, and back at the racetrack now. They did a field invert, so let's take a look at the starting grid for tonight's opener. And these guys are going to be flipped around, so we're going to have to do this the old school way, it looks like. So we'll go front to back here. That's going to be David Curtis going to be starting us off from the front row. Yakov Bielik, he'll be starting from the second position. Matthew Gazenda will be rolling off from third. Colin Kortnick starting in fourth. Scott Kim fifth. Mike Nickham in sixth. Jesse Brandon rolling off from 7th. Dean Tulin, he'll be rolling off from the 8th position there. 9th tonight will be Adam Pohl. Callan Crocker starting from 10th. And then the fastest two in qualifying, Brian Kennedy and Darren Treacle, going to be starting 11th and 12th in this 12-car field. These guys are going to have a lot of work cut out for them. Make passes and get up there and compete for a sprint race win. And then we'll invert the field again. How's that for excitement? And we do want to welcome you to V-Speed here tonight. First race back on the channel in a few weeks. I'm looking forward to a good one here. This is a track that I am a bit familiar with from my days back on PlayStation 3 when I was playing a lot of Grid and also I think a little bit of Gran Turismo. I believe this may have been in that game as well. Haven't run it here in iRacing, but I do know the track from other simulators. So looking forward to seeing what these guys can do. I know it can put on a good show. If you're on your favorite driver out there, let us know who you're rooting for. And who do you think is going to win tonight's race? And I just noticed, you know, we had a color correction filter on from the last event where it got very dark. And so we'll just fix that for you guys. There we go. And a couple little things left over after a bit of a break there. Hope everyone's enjoyed the summer. So far, it's been nice and warm. Got a bit of rain that's come through as well. It'll be David Curtis and Yakov Bielik right here on the front row, pace car. Working through that final corner. We're about to get underway for race 5 from Brands Hatch, the BMW Car Club of America National Capital Chapter Sim Racing League. Waiting on those leaders, and green flags in the air, off and away. Already shaking things up. 3 wide in the middle there. Dean Tooley, and they settle it back to 2 wide. At the back of the field, Treacle taking his time, has not made a move yet. Here goes Adam Pohl, going to try and look to the outside and make it 3 wide. Not going to find any running room there. He'll settle in line. 2 by 2 they go. Out in front, David Curtis leads the way. Yakov Bielik there behind him as they are stacking up. Tulin, and that is Jesse Brannon in the 333. Racing it up side by side right now. And it looks like Brandon will take that 7th position away as they work up the hill. And here comes Adam Pohl. He gets in the grass just a little bit, trying to make his way around the 84 of Tulin. Gotta have some patience here, but Adam Pohl pushing the issue so far. And he's made up... Or actually, sorry, that is Callan Crocker, not Adam Pohl. Adam Pohl in the red and green machine. Callan Crocker, that orange and gray as battle for second. Guzenda trying to hold off Yakov Bielik. Actually, he makes the pass on the 52. And the McLaren goes on through as we've got the 57 off track. A few cars off track. Brandon involved. He goes around. Mike Nickham also collected in this one a bit. He's still rolling here, but Jesse Brandon taking the worst of it. Let's go take a look at what happened. Ooh, just maybe a little clip there off the 57. Who has to then evade. And no harm, no foul necessarily. Other than that's going to be a lot of time to make up for Jesse Brandon. He'll have to hope for other drivers to make mistakes. As Darren Treacle now starting to move forward. Climbs up to 9th position. He'll get around the 77 of Brian Kennedy. On board with Brian right now. Just working on lap number 2. Under the bridge they go, down the hill, and then back up a little bit and to the right. Kennedy closes a beat in on the 70 of Treacle, who's kind of stuck in a line here. Everybody's single file. On Kortnick starting to move forward, though. He takes a look alongside Jakub Bielik. Not going to make that move, as there goes Calvin Crocker around into the barrier. Loops it back around. Up. Comes to rest up against the Armco barrier there, able to get it rolling, but he's going to have some damage. And I'm not sure if he got some help here or just lost the back end. Oh, just a little clip of the grass there and then slides through. Catches the nose along the wall. Able to keep it rolling, though. Still in 11th position. And he will bring it to pit road. Maybe some steering damage, which will help out Jesse Brannon. He'll get a position back. But it is hot and heavy back here. Scott Kim under fire from Adam Pohl. The 4 machine not able to complete the pass just yet. Kirby down there, the 711, a little door bang in there as they cut back to the left. Not what you usually see from road racing, but definitely a bit of contact there. Tightens up. And Adam Pohl trying to work the long way around. Just about clears 711. And he will take that spot away. Scott Kim now back to 6th. Darren Treacle right there behind. Gonna try and take a look. Kim goes defensive, and here comes Dean Tooley. Now looks to the outside lane. Group of 6 race cars under a blanket from Adam Pohl on back. And the top 4 have pulled away side by side for second, as there goes Gazenda out to the race lead. So Matthew Gazenda leads this race. About 5 minutes into it, David Curtis falls to second now. Colin Kortnick has made his way up 1 position. Jakub Bielik back 2 spots in 4th. A little lock up there from David Curtis. Kortnick not able to take advantage, but Adam Pohl starting to close up to the top 4. He's gotten away from the battling behind him. Scott Kim still 6th. Got Darren Treacle breathing down his neck. Is Gazenda racing away now, 1.6 seconds up the road from David Curtis. On board right here, this is Darren Treacle. They race through the trees. Gazenda continues to maintain a 1.5 second lead. David Curtis now starting to hold up these drivers. And there you see Adam Pohl closing in the top 5, trying to catch up to 4th place. And he goes off track into the sand. Hangs on to it, but that will cost him time as Darren Treacle gets around Scott Kim. Here comes Dean Tooley, going to try and make the move as well. Scott Kim starting to lose some ground here on lap number 4. There goes Brian Kennedy. He'll go on through. Remember, Brian was 2nd fastest in qualifying. Still mired back here in 8th position. And looking at the standings, Kennedy leads by 8 points over Clint Fletcher, and I do not believe Clint Fletcher is here tonight, so that will help out Brian, although there is a drop week. Adam Pohl 3rd in points, 17 back, so could be a good opportunity to make up some ground as he rides 5th. There's a battle brewing up here. Jakub Bielik, Colin Kortnick, as Kortnick goes way wide in that corner there. Missed the braking zone, and that will let the number 71 on through. And here comes Adam Pohl. He'll take that mistake and try to take advantage of it as he goes around the outside of the 32. Now sets his sights on 3rd place. And Treacle closing in as well. These Mercedes seem to be so good on the long run. As Bielik feeling the pressure, goes off track a little bit. That'll slow him up. And here comes Kortnick, going to try and go to his outside. He will, and there goes Darren Treacle, not quite able to clear before they get to the corner. He should have the horsepower down the straight, though, to, I think, pull the M4. And he does. Down into turn number 1, Darren Treacle. He'll take 5th position away. Next in line, Colin Kortnick up the road. So Treacle has moved forward well. Brian Kennedy, second quickest in qualifying, still in 8th. Not yet able to compete. Here's a battle, 6th and 7th. Jakub Bielik, who just lost some ground. Got Dean Tulin behind him now. Could be an opportunity for a move here as Treacle closing in on Colin Kortnick. Oh, the 32 a little bit wide right there. Look at the ground gained by the 70 at Darren Treacle. That corner, he's going to take a peek to driver's right. Not quite able to get alongside, but he is putting that pressure on. Tries to switch back here. Quick through that kink as they are closing up now. That is David Curtis, who must have gotten a penalty. Very slow through that section. That'll let Adam Pohl on through to second. He's got 3.1 seconds to go here to catch up in the second half of this race. But Gazenda at McLaren, he's been cruising along out front, maybe saving his stuff a little bit. Take a look at the lap time this time around. 0.2 slower than Adam Pohl. They've completed 6 laps here in the first half. I believe 7 more to go. As David Curtis goes really wide there. That lets Colin Kortnick up to 3rd. Here comes Darren Treacle trying to get 4th away. One of these guys that started at the front really losing ground here as the race has gone on. Definitely some exciting stuff with the whole field invert as there goes Treacle now on through. Curtis went wide. And now Jakub Bielik also trying to take advantage. Dean Tulin right there as well. Brian Kennedy looking for maybe a 3 for 1 here if these guys start getting together. Bielik really sliced the nose off the 2 of David Curtis. That really threw off the balance. And Jakub off the racetrack. It's getting pretty dicey back here. Right in front of Brian Kennedy, the points leader. Meanwhile, out in front, Gazenda, his lead shrinking now down to 2.2 seconds. And here comes Brian Kennedy. He's gotten around... Actually, he has not gotten around anyone just yet. That is Mike Nickum, who has closed right up. And there goes David Curtis a little bit wide again in turn number 1, just pushing that car a little too hard at this point in the race. Does not have the grip to sustain that kind of a corner entry, and so he'll lose a couple more spots. There goes Nickum on through. Actually, they race side by side still. Brian Kennedy putting that pressure on Jakub Bielik as Nickum tries to work around the outside and still hanging alongside there. A little bit of an advantage on the straightaway to the AMG. Not by very much at all, just a half car length. Now he clears him into the corner. The 2 tries to do the crossover on him, but not going to be able to do it that time. David Curtis falls to 9th. Scott Kim right there behind him. They may do battle yet. Here comes Scott. Looking at driver's right, not going to have an opportunity at this point. Out in front, Gazenda has lost a ton of time here the last few laps. 0.6 slower. Actually, 0.8 last lap. This time around, 1.5 seconds lost for the 52. Got about 7.5 minutes left. He is trying to hang on to every little bit of that lead, but pushed a little hard there. And that has allowed Adam Pohl to close right up to the bumper now. It's 0.2 of a second. Darren Treacle still 2 seconds behind Pohl. Got Colin Kortnick right there with him, but a little bit of distance there. So Pohl going to try and make quick work of Gazenda. Not able to get around him this time. He's going to be right on the back bumper. Maybe takes a look to driver's right. He's just going to force Gazenda deep in the braking zone there, but Gazenda, good job defending in that corner. One more time back through the right. And corner right there, high speed corner. Down the hill, back to the right again. And Pohl is right there as they battle, and Pohl cannot close. Here comes Treacle now. He's closed up a second already this lap. The Pohl now looks driver's left. They're going to make some contact. The Ford machine goes wide off into the grass a little bit, and the 52 of Gazenda slow down there. Here comes Treacle. It could be 3 wide for the race lead into turn number 1, but Pohl's going to take the spot. Here comes Treacle now. He'll clear for second. And just like that, Gazenda goes from first to third, and here comes Colin Kortnick closing up as well. Now, can Adam Pohl hang on here? He's got Treacle all over the bumper. 5.5 minutes left. Intense stuff here from Brands Hatch so far in this one. Pohl used a lot of curb right there. Take a look a little farther back. Mike Nickham on the back bumper of Jakub Bielek. Bielek not too far behind Brian Kennedy. Kennedy up to 6th. Got about 3 seconds up to Dean Tulane, so probably not the result that Brian was going to be looking for here in race number 1, but still solid points. How about this? Dean Tulane, he's closed up on Colin Kortnick, as Kortnick has lost some time here. Really good racing so far in this one. Out in front, the battle for the race lead. Pohl goes defensive into turn number 2. And Treacle a little bit off on exit there. Just trying to put that pressure on these two, some of the best in the league, battling for the win in sprint race number 1 tonight. 3rd place, Colin Kortnick. Actually, Gazenda has had a blinking issue there for a moment. Colin Kortnick back in 4th, still fending off Dean Tulane. Tulane gonna try. He's gonna take a look to the right. Not gonna be able to force a mistake out of the 32 that time. The race leaders running away now. Adam Pohl, Darren Treacle started 9th and 12th. Respectively. Pohl has had a moment in this race where he ran off in that previous corner there, but was able to recover and also get up to the front. Flashing lights from Darren Treacle, trying to distract him a little bit here as they work back up to the right towards the start finish line. It's going to be 2 laps to go. I believe it'll be 2 laps to go. We'll see as they come across the stripe that time. Pretty even lap times between the top 2. Nobody else really in the same zip code in terms of lap time. They're about 7/10 or more off the pace. As these two, oh, big tire spin right there. Gotta remember, very similar balance of these two race cars. Here comes Treacle, peaks to driver's left, now looks driver's right. too far back to make a move. Gonna try and set him up maybe at the end of this straightaway. We'll have a little bit of toe down this straight. Not able to do anything just yet. It's the 4 and the 70, but Treacle closed up a good amount right there. He is right on the bumper. You can't get any closer than that. Has to lift a little early, so he makes the corner there. Gazenda still back in third, hanging on to that spot. Good race by him here in his debut, at least streaming debut. As Dean Tooley and Colin Kortnick swap positions, Tooley up to fourth after starting in eighth in this one. He's got a good night going so far. Yakov Bielik and Mike Nickum, I believe, also swap positions. Nickum up to seventh. As Brian Kennedy, he has been closing up Colin Kortnick, just 2 seconds up the road from him. Could yet find his way into the top 5. It's 2 laps to go. The top 2 out in front by 4.5 seconds. And it's going to come down to the last lap here. We could see a little nudge from the 70 of Darren Treacle, who's a bit quicker, I think. Just stuck in that dirty air. Gets a good run on that corner, though. He is going to be right there. Aided on throttle, a little bit of wider entry. Adam Pohl has to go defensive. Here he goes. Now looks down to the inside lane. They both have to slow up a bit there. Good stuff at the front of the field as they continue to drive away, even while battling. Still faster by 1.5 seconds over Matthew Gazenda. And he is starting to lose ground to Dean Tooley. Oh, and around goes Colin Kortnick. And backs it into the Armco. As here comes the rest of the field. A late mistake from Colin Kortnick will cost him valuable points here in race number 1. He'll get it spun back around. We're seeing the checkered flag, so it's going to be Adam Pohl taking the victory here in sprint race 1. I was thinking we had at least another one to go. And Matthew Gazenda hangs on for third. Dean Tooley, and he'll finish in fourth. Brian Kennedy ends up in the top 5. Mike Nickum, Yakov Bielik, Scott Kim. No, sorry. Yeah, Scott Kim, Jesse Brannon as they pile into the barrier there. And then David Curtis, Colin Kortnick, and Callan Crocker round out the field here in sprint race 1. Let's look at biggest mover. That is Darren Treacle. Probably talk with Darren in race number 2. If not, we'll give him driver of the night at that point. But let's talk to Brian Kennedy first. We can get a word in with him.
Yeah.
Brian Kennedy, Adam in the V-Speed booth. You got a copy?
I do. Hi, Adam.
Hey, man, you made up a lot of ground there in that race. Obviously pretty packed there at the start of it, and looks like you got kind of stuck behind a few guys. But did you learn anything there in race 1 you can carry over to race 2?
Yeah. What did I learn? I don't know. I just had such a good time. I wasn't thinking about what I'm doing in the next race. But yeah, that was like a whole group of cars so close together. That was real clean racing. So I was just having a blast. So
awesome to hear. And you come into tonight's race the points leader. I know you don't have a win yet on the season, or at least according to the point standings that I saw. But you think you can maybe grab one here in sprint race 2?
Honestly, I mean, Darren's got a ton of pace, and he showed he could get through the field. So it's going to be tough to beat that. Yeah, I think I'm in the points lead just being consistent, so that's my goal. Is it's real easy to put a tire off the track here and you wreck your race. So I just want to, podium would be great. Just be consistent. So
we'll see what you can do here. And already a solid top 5 in race 1, and good luck here in race number 2.
Thanks.
All right, Brian Kennedy, points leader. Like he said, based on consistency so far this season. As we are going to go hear a couple quick messages from our sponsors tonight. We will be right back. Beltway Brewing Company is located in Sterling, Virginia, and proudly represents the DMV area. Check out their lineup of unique IPAs, lagers, sours, stouts, and even seltzers. Savory and delicious empanadas by Peruvian Brothers are now available in their tap room. For all things Beltway, go to beltwaybrewco.com and follow at Beltway Brew Co. on social media. SEO Mike helps businesses of all sizes achieve higher search engine rankings to drive more traffic and increase sales. Contact SEO Mike today for a free website evaluation and quote. Mention this ad for 15% off your initial setup. SEO Mike, marketing websites on the internet since 1997. Visit SEOMike.com.
Welcome to V-Speed, your home for sim racing excitement, providing dramatic moments from iRacing and beyond. We offer broadcasting for leagues across iRacing with specialized packages to help grow your league and advertise your sponsors.
I think, and right now Stravato with that advantage. It's half a car length the difference between first and second going into turn one. He gives the bumper to Connor Horn.
These two have gone all year to get to this point. Jacob Shorba drifting up the racetrack. They make contact. The 88 goes around. The 95 goes around. The 12 caught in it.
Our design team can help you create anything from paint schemes to sim rig parts with expertise in both 2D and 3D design with 3D printing capabilities. Looking to get into broadcasting yourself? We can help you design and operate custom overlays to make your stream look as professional as possible. Our team can create and manage custom merchandise sales for you and your team. Check out our shop to see what we have in stock and how we can create some awesome merch for you. Check out our race replays on YouTube or catch us live weekly on Twitch. Visit us at vspeedsim.com to see how we can help you on your iRacing journey.
Back at the racetrack now, it'll be Callan Crocker and Colin Kortnick leading us to the green flag here in this one. Again, the field inverted from the results in race number one, so those two who finished up in front last time, they're going to work their way through the field. And again, we do want to thank you for joining us here from Brands Hatch tonight with the BMW Car Club of America National Capital Chapter Sim Racing League. Forward to another fantastic 20-minute sprint race, as the first one really great racing between these guys. Only a couple small incidents, and Adam Pohl took that sprint race win, as Callan Crocker is going to lead us to the green flag here in the 1-2-3 hang loose AMG Mercedes. And green flag off or out, and we are off and away. Look at the jump there from Darren Treacle. He's going to go 3 wide already alongside Dean Tulin. He'll get right around Tulin and Guzenda, and he timed that very well. But here comes Tulin now, going to challenge back. And of course, Treacle wants to make quick work of these drivers in front of him. Brian Kennedy, we just talked to him a moment ago. He's going to take a peek down here, the 71. Kind of cut him off just a little bit right there, and that's going to cost him a ton of momentum. Here comes Treacle, who's going to be able to, I think, go around the outside. He will, and right behind them, Adam Pohl, Dean Tulin, very tight racing. And Pohl able to grab a spot right there from Tulin, and he'll now take a peek. The driver's left of Brian Kennedy. Not close enough to make that move work, but Treacle right there in front of them. He's got Mike Nickham now. Look at that move from the 70. Trying to get find some real estate. He has to check up. Here comes Kennedy now. Meanwhile, out in front, Callan Crocker. Colin Kortnick goes off the racetrack. A late mistake in race one, early mistake in race two, and he's got to find some footing here and try and prevent that from happening here. He's still got a long time left in this one to make up some ground. But Callan Crocker now very quick in a lot of races this season, now leads out in front. Jesse Brannon, David Curtis, Scott Kim, Yakov Bielik, the top 5. And then Colin Kortnick falls to 6th. Darren Treacle up to 7th. Brian Kennedy, right where he started, in 8th position. Then Mike Nickum and Adam Pohl, as I saw some smoke right there, maybe a couple tires off. But Pohl kind of stuck in the back here right now. He's only got Dean Tulien and Matthew Gazenda. Gazenda finished 3rd in race number 1. And right now rides 12th, so not where he wants to be either. Callan Crocker trying to run and hide, though. He's 2 seconds up the road already from Jesse Brannon. And here comes Scott Kim looking to make a move underneath David Curtis. Let us know who you're rooting for here in race number 2. Of course, we'll try and follow along throughout the event, as Yakov Bielik now tries to make the move on David Curtis. Can't get there. Settle in line, the 3 BMWs in a row, and there is Colin Kortnick holding up Darren Treacle. Brian Kennedy's right there behind him. And a moment for David Curtis as he got off track. And Yakov's going to try and make the move this time. Will clear and go to 4th. And a lot of drafting can happen here on this front stretch. This long, arcing, kind of bumpy up and down front stretch. As Colin Kortnick now open the door for Darren Treacle. He'll take a look driver's right through the carousel. He gets into David Curtis. And Treacle's going to check up big time. That'll cost him a ton of ground. And unfortunate for David Curtis, who went around. He's not going to be too happy about that one. Let's see what happened here. Get another view of this. But he gets closed up there, just checked up big time, and then Treacle really shot it into that corner, and not much he could do to stay off. I think he held his line pretty well. Yeah, he was on the rumble strips and wasn't coming up just yet, but I don't think David Curtis expected him to be there that quickly. That's how much faster Treacle's been here tonight than many of these drivers, so that'll cost him a bit of ground, though, all the way back to 8th position. He's lost a spot to Adam Pohl. There might be some damage on the AMG number 70. Brian Kennedy moves up to 6th position here. Callan Crocker has lost a bit of ground. Jesse Brannon's closed it back up. Holding back a second or so. Scott Kim riding in 3rd. What a good start to this one here, 5 minutes in. And Scott, who rolled off 5th, running in 3rd. Liking the fresh air on that mustache mobile. And you got Yakov Bielik, Colin Kortnick, Brian Kennedy, then Adam Pohl, Darren Treacle, Mike Nickum, and Dean Tulien round out the top 10. All the drivers pretty much still up here within sight of each other, except for David Curtis, who of course went around there. Swapping positions, Dean Tulien, Mike Nickum move Tulien to 9th. And Nickum back to 10th. This will be the group to watch, though. Brian Kennedy, Adam Pohl, and Darren Treacle. And it doesn't seem like Brian Kennedy necessarily has the pace over those two. Those have been the fastest cars tonight. Adam Pohl and... Oh, yeah, a little mistake right there. The 77 of Kennedy, he'll give up 2 spots. Just got a couple tires off in the final corner. Now move Adam Pohl to 6th. He is feeling that pressure, though. That AMG Treacle Insurance machine right there behind him. And Adam trying to keep it wound up on the outside groove. They'll now have the preferred line into this one as they continue to race it up side by side. And Adam takes that spot away. Treacle going to try and cut back here. Can't get the power down just yet. That'll still be the 4 machine in 6th for the moment, as they are faster than the top 5. We'll see if they can catch up. The battle is on for the race lead. Callan Crocker, Jesse Brandon. And he just lost a bit of ground there. Did Jesse Brandon as they worked their way back towards the start-finish line. The gap was down to about 3/10. Now back up to about a second, so felt a little bit of dirty air possibly. Jakub Bielik has moved to 3rd position. Scott Kim lost that spot just a moment ago. Colin Kortnick still solidly in 5th. And then Adam Pohl, Darren Treacle. Ryan Kennedy was right behind them, but he's lost touch by a few car lengths. And then Dean Tullian has been very impressive here. I think he had to check up a little bit with that incident that happened and lost some ground. Started in 9th, running 9th. But clearly has pace, especially on the long run. Mike Nickham with a bit of a slide there in the last corner. He gets it under control. Right on board here with Scott Kim as he puts pressure on Jakub Bielik. Both BMW machines. As he just missed the turn in a little bit right there. Loses a couple of car lengths because of that. Jakub and Scott both smooth through that section. You'll have a little bit of a pole here on the front stretch. Got a really nice run out of the final corner there. And behind them, Adam Pohl, Colin Kortnick, side by side into turn number 1. Nobody giving an inch right there. As Kortnick still hanging tough into turn number 2. And Adam Pohl will take that spot, move him up to 5th position now. Into turn 3. And through turn number 4. Adam Pohl, he's got 6.2 seconds to make up to get to the race lead and try and go back-to-back in the sprint races tonight. And he's going to have to hope that Colin Kortnick puts up quite the fight on Darren Treacle here. But looks like Treacle now has position to the inside lane. In turn number 6. He'll complete that pass. Kortnick now maybe going to be under fire from Brian Kennedy as well. Kortnick starting to fade a little bit here. Colin Kortnick, the 32 machine, the Porsche. I believe the lone Porsche on the racetrack tonight. In front, Callan Crocker, the gap had closed back up to about 0.6. Now he opens it up to 1.6 seconds. And that actually starts to shrink as they work their way into turn number 2. How about Scott Kim, though? Still putting that pressure on for 3rd. Adam Pohl closing up quickly, though. Last time around, fastest car on the racetrack was Callan Crocker. Very close in lap time for Adam Pohl. Darren Treacle also right there in terms of lap time. See how hard he's had to push the tires so far in this one. Long ways to go. They could start to make up that ground if they could make some passes here quickly. As Adam Pohl now looks driver's right on Scott Kim. Not going to be able to make the move. And a little bit of mental games going on here. And it's going to be a good run for Adam Pohl through that corner. But Scott Kim across the nose there. Going to try and close up that lane. And here we go. Pohl right on the bumper. Just not able to complete the pass. He gets a really nice run on the outside. Through the grass, though, into Scott Kim. Just a little contact right there. As they race down this short stretch side by side. And who knows, maybe a little steering damage or aero damage. And they're going to try and go 3 wide. Here comes Darren Treacle. And I don't think 3 wide into turn 1 is going to work. As Scott goes really wide, Treacle able to sneak on by him. And Adam Pohl able to take advantage right there and move him into 4th position. But they have lost ground. Only 7 minutes left in this, and they are 8 seconds behind. My sim was having a moment right there, a little bit of frame rate issues, but Calvin Crocker out in front 1 second over Jesse Brannon. And you got to go 4 seconds further back to Yakov Bielik. Looking for a podium finish. He's got 2 seconds over Adam Pohl, who's really feeling the pressure now from Darren Treacle. And maybe even has a little bit of damage. They both could have a bit of damage, though. Remember, Treacle got into David Curtis early on. And he's losing the back end. Around Treacle goes. Oh, man, so disappointing. Was pushing that car so hard. Gets it backed up, pointed in the right direction. And he is falling now to 11th position. What a relief for Adam Pohl, I'm sure, but that would have been the battle to watch. And that is how hard they've had to push it here in this race. So keep an eye on this 4 machine. He's going to have just under 6 minutes to close up about 7 seconds. And then we've got this gaggle of race cars behind him. Scott Kim currently runs 5th. Colin Kornick, Brian Kennedy. Oh, that's a close moment right there. Here comes Dean Tulane. And that's not going to work, boys. 3 wide's not going to work there. Brian Kennedy moves himself into the 6th position. Colin Kortnick in 7th, and Dean Tulane 8th. Here comes Mike Nickham as well in 9th. All those guys battling for positions. Race 1 winner, though, Adam Pohl finds himself 4th place, 6.7 seconds off with 5 minutes left. I think it's just going to be too little too late as he goes off track. And that may have sealed the deal there. Callan Crocker, he's going to have to hang on over Jesse Brannon. And what a turn of events here in the last couple of laps. Callan Crocker, he's led every lap so far. Rides 10th, but Jesse Brannon has not let him drive away. It's still just about a second, 1.1 seconds, somewhere in that range. And the question is, has Callan pushed a little too hard here in the first 15 minutes? Will he have enough to hold off Jesse Brannon? Yakov Bielik's hoping that they both get together and he can get up there in time and steal the thing away. That would be quite the win for him. Adam Pohl trying to get himself onto the podium here, and Scott Kim, Brian Kennedy now racing side by side. Dean Tulane off the track in the grass, trying to find some way around Colin Kornick. So he was doing a little bit of agricultural work. Still trying to find some way around, cannot seem to do it. Gonna keep an eye on Adam Pohl still. He's been faster since he got it back going after that mistake, but it's still just, it's gonna be too far away. Especially the top two running very good lap times right now, Callan Crocker and Jesse Brannon. 2 laps to go, I believe, in this one. And for other battles, Dean Tulien, Colin Kortnick, Scott Kim, Brian Kennedy. Brian goes a little off track right there. Scott would like to get a top 5 finish. The gap now for 3rd place is non-existent. Adam Pohl is there. Now he's going to have to push hard to try and make the pass. Doesn't look driver's right just yet, but he is on the bumper. Last time by 0.8 quicker, but just going to run out of laps. I had the pleasure of seeing some of these race cars. Well, not GT4 cars, but GTD. This last weekend at Watkins Glen for the 6 hours. Adam Pohl still struggling to make that pass. Scott Kim has gotten around Brian Kennedy. How about that? Scott enjoying himself out here tonight, running in 5th position. And I believe we're going to be coming back to the white flag. Alan Crocker still good margin as Jesse Brannon. A little mistake right there. It's going to cost him a few more tenths. Looking to finish 2nd here tonight, I think. Then Yakov Bielik, Adam Pohl, 3rd and 4th. Pohl trying to get podium finishes in both races. And Callan Crocker trying to go from last in race 1 to win race number 2. And he is looking good so far. The Hang Loose AMG GT leads Jesse Brannon. Now the battle for 3rd as Adam Pohl looks to driver's right. Yakov Bielik has put up a good fight so far. He's not done yet. Cuts back, tries to get alongside, can't do it. And Pohl to 3rd as we've got Brian Kennedy going around. Noses into the wall. That'll cost him valuable positions here. He will fall all the way to 11th position in the final moments of this race. As white flag in the air, Callan Crocker out in front, 2.1 seconds. Adam Pohl up to a podium position. He's going to have to hold on one more lap here over Yakov Bielik, who's put on a great show for us. And Dean Tulien with problems. He's stuck in the sand. Oh my goodness, I didn't know that was even possible. See what happened here. He was racing with Colin Kortnick. And just went a little too far in the corner there. Oh man, maybe a mechanical issue. But Callan Crocker working his way around, coming back to the checkered flag. Jesse Brannon 2nd, Adam Pohl in 3rd. Looks like he'll be able to hang on over Yakov Bielik. How about Scott Kim running 5th? No other battles for position in the final moments here, but Callan Crocker going to try and lead every single lap in sprint race number 2. More than making up for the issues in race number 1. Back towards the start-finish line. Going to give a big wave to the crowd here. Callan Crocker will win race 2 from Brands Hatch. Jesse Brannon 2nd. And Adam Pohl Great recovery from mistakes. Finishes in third after winning race number 1. He'll get a lot of points here and close up that gap to Brian Kennedy. Yakovilik 4th, Scott Kim 5th. Alan Kortnick able to hang on for 6th. Mike Nickham right there behind him. Darren Treacle, he'll end up 8th after his mistake. Matthew Gazenda finishes 9th. Brian Kennedy able to get a spot on David Curtis. Dean Tulien there, he'll finish 10th. David Curtis 11th. Dean Tulien, he'll finish in the 12th position on pit road. So let's go to our race winner here in sprint race number 2. That's going to be Callan Crocker. See if we can get a word in with him. Pull him straight up into the booth here.
It's difficult.
Hey, Callan, this is Adam in the V-Speed booth. You got a copy?
Hey, Adam, how are you?
Hey, good, man. It looks like you won in dominating fashion here in sprint race number 2. You lead every single lap. No real competition there other than Jesse Brannon for a little while. Did you learn stuff in race 1? I know it was a tough outing there in that first one, but was there stuff that you learned that you carried to this second race?
Yeah, I figured out that, I had some pretty decent pace, so I didn't have to push as hard as I was. So yeah, first one I looped it on my own without any help. So lesson learned. I came back and took the last few laps that I had, just kind of get my thoughts together, and then second race it went well. So didn't make too many major mistakes, and was able to keep it ahead. So I was happy with that.
Yeah, definitely very strong second race, dominating. Like I said, as you get a sprint race win here, we do go to Zolder next week. How do you feel about going out there?
Never been there, never raced it, never seen it, nothing. So we'll see how it goes. This, it's fun. These guys keep it interesting.
And actually, that's going to be 2 weeks from now. So we got a week off next week. So enjoy that break there. Enjoy 4th of July and time with the family.
You too.
Yeah, thank you. Anybody you want to give a shout out to before we let you go celebrate?
Just the normal folks. Really appreciate the league, obviously, Scott and Brian and our stewards, and you guys for putting on such a good broadcast. And my Hang Loose family.
Awesome, Callan. Well, congrats on the sprint race win. Great driving out there, and we'll talk to you in a couple weeks.
Yeah, thanks, Adam. Take care.
Thank you. All right, Callan Crocker in the first position here tonight. Let's go to second place, Jesse Brannon. We'll pull him into the booth. Jesse Brannon, Adam in the V-Speed booth. You got a copy?
Hey, Adam. How you doing? You hear me?
Yep, I got you. Good, strong race from you here in race number 2. You come home in second. You're given the 1, 2, 3 up there a little bit of a challenge, but ended up he drove away from you a little bit there. But was there anything you learned from race 1 after not quite the performance you were probably looking for? You come home with a podium here.
Race one, I got spun on lap 1, and when I came back on, or when I got back onto the track, I was 15 seconds behind, and I ended up catching the field towards the end. So I had confidence that I was running pretty well. And then behind Callan in race 2, I was pretty much right on him the whole race, and we were both running clean laps, and I just bobbled a couple times, maybe lap 10 and 11, and then I could never catch him again. Yeah,
it seemed like it was just a matter of who made fewer mistakes. There were guys, farther back making a lot of mistakes, and you guys were out there running nice, good, clean laps, but definitely a strong finish. And kind of a similar situation to Callan. He got looped around in race 1 and figured some things out, and it looks like you kind of did the same, and obviously took that to heart and did a great job in this second one. We go to Zolder next race in a couple weeks. How do you feel about going out there?
Zolder's a fun track. Brands Hatch is really fun too. So yeah, I like all the tracks we're running this year.
Yeah, this Brands Hatch place is a pretty fun one. This is one of my favorites from a long time in racing gaming. I've really liked this track, but put on a good show for us. Anybody you want to give a shout out to for second place tonight?
No, that's fine. Shout out to the sponsors, obviously. You for broadcast, and thanks a lot. But that's it.
Okay. Well, thank you, Jesse. Enjoy the week off here, and we'll catch you in a couple weeks.
Yep. Take care, Adam.
Thank you. Now we'll go to the third place finisher. That is going to be Adam Pohl. Adam Pohl, this is Adam in the V-Speed booth. You got a copy. Adam Pohl, this is Adam in the V-Speed booth. You got a copy.
I think I do.
Oh, yep. There we go. I got you.
How are you tonight?
Hey, not too bad, man. You've had a great couple races here. Very eventful. You win race number 1. Darren Treacle breathing down your neck all through that one and then all through this one until he slipped up there. But, man, describe the night for, for this Aston Martin team.
Yeah, that was a fun night of racing. I'm just gonna call out Scott right now. He did really good. He defended like a lion both races and lots of fun door-to-door action. So I was glad to keep it ahead of Darren in both races because you saw in qualifying he had a half second on all of us. So yeah, great night.
Yeah, it was definitely fun to see how you could hold him back there in race 1. He'd close up and then one little mistake or another or the dirty air or whatever, but you held it out front and got that sprint race win.
Yeah, I focused really on my exits there. That's all you need is get a good run out of the corner and you can stay ahead. But he was all over me.
Yeah, definitely made for a fun viewing experience for sure, and great second race for you as well. We go to Zolder in a couple of weeks. Next week we do have off, but how do you feel about going out there?
Zolder's sort of an interesting track. It's got some corners kind of similar to this track where there's a bit of elevation and you gotta really place the car well. But it's been a while since I've raced there, but it'll come back to me.
Yeah, you've been fast all season and looking forward to another great performance from you at that one. But man, great night all around here. Anybody want to give a shout out to?
Just for all the boys showing up to race again. I know it's summertime, so we aren't getting quite as many guys out, but it's still a lot of fun with the crowd we've got. The racing's clean, so hopefully we can keep that up.
Awesome, man. Well, again, great performance tonight. We'll catch you in a couple weeks at Zolder.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Have a good night.
Thank you. You too. That is Adam Pohl, 3rd place finisher. And let's see who we can pull up here for driver of the day. You know, it's if Dean Tulien hadn't had the issues so late in that one, we probably would have picked him. Let's go with Scott Kim. What a great performance there in race number 2. Give him driver of the day in the 7-Eleven machine. We can pull him into the booth quickly here. Get a quick word with him. Scott Kim, Adam in the VC booth. You got a copy. Hey, Scott, this is Adam in the VC booth. You got a copy. Looks like Scott may not be here at the moment. So we'll just congratulate him. Driver of the day, started 5th, finished 5th here in... Oh, Scott. Hey, Scott.
Adam, sorry. I'm on my phone today. My headset's not working, but I got you now.
Hey, no worries. Just pulled you up here. Your driver of the day from your race 2 performance. So
Awesome.
Yeah, finished top 5, and this one you put up some great battles all night long.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I know the track really well, and I just figured out the car. I'm feeling a lot better with the GT4 now, and I was gonna drive the Porsche, but then at the last minute I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try M4. So, and it turns out the car is very forgiving, and it was pretty easy to drive compared to the Porsche, and I was figuring out the car toward the end, and I was on fire today.
Yeah, definitely had some speed. You kept it up there in the podium position for a lot of race number 2.
I know. I was a little bummed about that. I made a couple mistakes and went off, and yeah, I think Adam and Yakov took the advantage. Brian tried to pass me, then I stayed with him, then he went off. So, but after that, yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, Adam was saying that you defended like a lion in both races, so
Yes.
compliment there, and we could see it. I mean, you were doing what you could to put the car in the right spot and made it hard for those guys to get around and had the speed.
Yeah, I've done a lot of races here at this track, and it's one of my favorites, so I knew where I need to be, and yeah, I was trying to give them a hard time as much as possible. So.
Yeah, well, definitely put on a good show for us out there. I know we go to Zolder in a couple weeks. How do you feel about going out there?
It's been a while. That's another favorite track of mine, so it should be fun. Now, I will say that we probably swapped Zolder with the Nordschleifer, so we probably do Nordschleifer first on the next race.
Okay.
Yeah,
Right.
just because I think a lot of people are gonna be out that week, and I think there's been a request about, hey, can we get Nordschleifer up there, and gives me some extra time to practice and things like that. So I was like, all right. So anyway, we'll let you know, but either way, we'll race for sure.
Sounds good. Well, looking forward to it either way. Some great racing here with the field inversion process. The first time that we've seen that with the pole sitter going to the back of the field, that's definitely shook things up. So good call there.
That's right, and that's exactly what we want. Shake things up every race.
And that is what we're getting here. Great entertainment out there tonight. Anybody want to give a shout out to before we let you go?
No, big shout out to our sponsors, all my friends and families watching this, and all the members that continue to come out, the drivers. Really appreciate it. I know it's a summer, and a lot of people have a lot of travels and vacation coming up, but we're holding on to the number of drivers, and I just want to shout out to everyone, and thanks to you as well. So.
Yeah, definitely a fun one. You'll probably enjoy watching this one back.
Okay, we'll do.
Congrats on the great run tonight, and we'll catch you in a couple weeks.
Thanks, Adam. All right, see you in a couple weeks.
Thank you. And a Scott Kim, happy man in 5th place. Let's go to the rest of the results here tonight from Brands Hatch, one of my favorites to race at in these sports cars. Alan Crocker takes sprint race number 2 in 1st place. Jesse Brandon finishes 2nd. Adam Pohl comes home in 3rd. 4th place is Jakob Bielik. 5th tonight, Scott Kim. 6th was Colin Kortnick. 7th, Mike Nickum. 8th, Darren Treacle after charging through the field. Then Matthew Gazenda finishes 9th after a podium finish in race 1. And Brian Kennedy rounds out the top 10. Late mistake in race 2. In 11th position, it was David Curtis, and Dean Tulane ends up in the 12th spot here in race 2. All these drivers earning points. So that is the benefit of coming out with a smaller field. You all earn points, and what a fun set of races in tonight's event. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thanks to the sponsors as well. Hope you enjoyed, and we'll be back in a couple weeks with both the Below the Double Yellow Clash as well as the BMW Car Club of America. But next week we will have off. Enjoy the 4th of July if you are from the US here. And also enjoy Canada Day up there, I believe, is going to be tomorrow. So enjoy that, and hope to catch you all in a couple of weeks when we're back. Make sure to follow us on social media to stay up to date with what we're doing throughout the week. And until then, have a great night and a great weekend.